Okay, today we're going to look at making equivalent fractions with sums of fractions with like denominators. We're going to look at using a number line to do that and then taking our work and putting it into a multiplication equation and addition sentence. So let's look at the first one. It's 1/3 plus 1/3 and it equals 2/3. We're going to show that on a number line. So I'll show what that would look like. I have 0/3, and I have 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, 4/3. So if you look, I just split this up into thirds, so each of these sections is a third. So 1/3 plus another third is 2/3. If I want to express that as a addition sentence, it would look like this. 1/3 plus 1/3 is equal to 2/3. I can also write that as a multiplication sentence because I have the 1/3 twice. I could also say that this is equal to 2 times 1/3. And again, that's still equal to 2/3. So I have 2 1/3. Let's look at another one. This one is 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 1/8. We're going to show the above problem using a number line. So because I'm dealing with eighths, I'm going to split it into eighths. Okay, so there's my basic number line. Now I want to take 3/8. So there's my 3/8, and I'm going to add another 3/8. 1, 2, 3, plus another 3/8, plus 1/8. And I know that this is going to equal 7/8. Express this as a multiplication equation and an addition equation. Well, my addition equation would look like this. 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 1/8 equals 7/8. For multiplication, I would have 2 times 3/8, since I had that twice. And then once I get done with that, I'm adding in another 1/8. And that equals 7/8. Okay, this one is 6/2 equals 2/2 plus 2/2 plus 2/2. Another way of saying that, because when I know I have this 2/2, anytime you have the same number over top of, that same number, it's going to be equal to 1. So they're showing you that the same thing, this would be equal to 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 3. So 6/2 is also equal to 3 times 2/2. So I have these 3/2 here, 1, 2, 3, and each of them are 2/2. So 3 times 2/2 equals 3 1s, and that's equal to 3. We're going to look at what that looks like on a number line. So this one, I'm going to go past 1 whole because I know I want to end up with this 6 halves. So my number line is going to extend past 2 halves. So I start off with 0 halves, then I might have 1 half, 2 halves. Again, I got to go bigger than 2 halves, so I have to get to 6 halves. So I have 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, 6 halves. Okay, so if I want to add those together, I have, there's 2 halves, there's my 2 halves, see it? 1 half plus another half is going to give me a whole. So there's 2 halves plus another 2 halves plus another 2 halves. And you can see that equals 6 halves. Okay, we represented it on the number line. Now they want us to express that as an addition equation and as a multiplication equation. So how I would do that is I would say 2 halves plus 2 halves plus 2 halves is equal to 6 halves. I could also say 3 times 2 halves. So see, I have the 2 halves 1, 2, 3 times. There's my 3 times the 2 halves. And again, that's equal to 6 halves. We'll look at one last one today. Okay? This one shows 8/5, and they're saying that that could be equal to 5/5 plus 3/5. And they're saying that would be equal to the mixed number of 1 and 3/5. Again, they want us to use the number line to show our answer. So I have here fifths. And again, I want to end up with 8 of them. So I'm going to go past the whole number, which would be 5/5. So I start off with 0/5, 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5, 6/5, 7/5, and 8/5. So I can see I first want to add 5/5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/5 I'm adding, and now I'm adding another 3/5. 1, 2, 3, plus another 3/5 is going to give me 8/5. So if you look at that, here's my 5/5. That's one whole, right? And then I'm 1, 2, 3, 3/5 past that, which is how we can see that that's equal to 1 and 3/5, because I'm actually 3/5 past the one whole mark on the number line. Express it as an addition equation. How that would look would be 5/5 plus 3/5 equals 8/5, and that's also equal to 1 and 3/5. I can't express it as a multiplication equation because there's no number that repeats itself. I only have 1 5/5 and I only have 1 3/5, so there's no way for me to use multiplication with this particular problem.